Hello everybody, and welcome to Ghosts and Guardians, my Destiny-centric show here on my Lunar Lightning Entertainment channel. This is the second part of a three-part series, basically going over how to play Destiny efficiently. If you click right here, you can get to the very first episode, which covers the basics. So if you're a newbie, that episode's for you. If you've played a little bit, maybe you haven't gotten too far in the game or a little inexperienced, this video may be for you. How to get to level 20 efficiently or quickly, however you want to put it. But first, I'm going to cover a couple topics that was not discussed in the first video, or something I just felt that I need to explore a little bit further in this video because it's a little bit beyond what I consider the basics. First off, collectibles. There's a couple different types of collectibles, and we'll start off with the gold chests. These are chests that can be found on each planet. There's 5 on each planet, and they don't change their location, and each character can collect these chests. It's just basically for loot purposes. Then, we've got your dead ghosts. Your dead ghosts can be scattered all across Destiny, but once they're picked up by a character, that is it. Your next character cannot pick them up. Picking up a dead ghost will net you a grimoire card, and a grimoire card is basically a little added bonus thing. If you go to Bungie.net, make a profile for yourself, and you can view these grimoire cards, which goes more into the lore of Destiny. If you read any reviews, you'll know that the story is not Destiny's strong point. But this kind of adds more to the whole backstory of everything that happened in Destiny before you started playing. And with each grimoire card, which can be accessed not only from dead ghosts, you could also get them by beating missions, meeting new people, various other ways. I'm not going to go too much into detail about this, but it also gives you a grimoire score, and your grimoire score can be found in your emblem under your level. The higher the score, the more experienced of a player you are. Now let's get into our first topic, which is gear types. Now yes, last video I discussed the different types of armor and the different types of weapons, but I didn't talk about the gear types. There are 5 different types. There is common, which is represented by a white background. Uncommon, which is represented by a green background. Rare, which is represented by a blue background. Legendary, which is represented by a purple background. And exotic, which is represented by a yellow or gold background. And if you look at my gear here, they are all either purple or yellow. And that's the ultimate goal. But you won't really be wearing any purple or yellow gear until after level 20. So don't be overly concerned about that. Right now, your goal is to try getting all blues until you hit to level 20, which is a very reasonable expectation upon yourself. But all drops are random, so you never really know if that drop that you get is going to be for an item you actually need. Now, damage types. Every weapon you get in Destiny will have one of 4 possible damage types. And if you look in the details of each weapon, like this weapon here, if you look right in this spot there, it will tell you what type of damage it has. This one here has kinetic damage, which is the basic type of damage, and most primaries has this type of damage. But if it has any other type of damage, it's not only shown here, but it'll also be shown next to the damage score. If you look right here, this weapon tells you that it has arc damage. Your weapons not only have a damage type, also your subclasses do. If you look right here, it tells you that this subclass has void damage. Now my other subclass here, this icon here tells you that it has solar damage. The biggest advantage of knowing what type of damage you're causing at this point of the game is when it comes to enemy shields. The color of the shield that he has, or that little aura that's around a character, certain characters, will actually tell you what type of damage to use that is more advantageous in taking that shield down. My next topic is currencies. Last time I showed you this, which is Glimmer, which you acquire from killing enemies and doing various activities, mostly from killing enemies. But sometimes you'll pick up an item that can be exchanged for Glimmer. Eventually you'll be able to collect Vanguard marks. Vanguard marks can be collected by doing various PvE situations, or player versus environment, such as strikes, public events, or patrol missions. Next, we have Crucible marks. Crucible marks can be collected by doing anything in the Crucible, or PvP situations, or player versus player situations. It's also worth noting that you can collect a maximum of 100 Crucible marks or Vanguard marks per week, and a maximum of 200 Crucible or Vanguard marks at any one point. And Glimmer, you have a maximum of 25,000 Glimmer. The final thing I'd like to talk about before we get to the main topic of this video is reputation. And for the most part, the higher the reputation you have, the better items you can buy for the vendor that uses that particular reputation. The different types of reputation you can have by going on this screen left to right. First off, we have Cryptarch. When you bring engrams to the Cryptarch, it'll increase your rep for him. Then Vanguard. That's your standard reputation. Anything you do in PvE will generally give you some Vanguard rep. Then we've got Crucible. Anything you do in the Crucible. After that, we've got Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, and New Monarchy. Those are different factions, which we'll get into another video. But when you have their items equipped, you will gain some reputation for that faction. After that, we've got Crota's Bane. If you've downloaded the Dark Below, you'll gain reputation by doing the different bounties for this DLC. And finally, we have the Iron Banner. The Iron Banner only appears once a month. So the only time you can gain reputation towards this is once a month for a 1 week period. And of course, that is a PvP type of event. And it resets every month, essentially. Now let's get to the main topic of this video, and that's how you get to level 20 fast. And it's not hard at all. First thing you want to do is go over here and go to this character up here and collect as much bounties as you possibly can. They're not available to you right off the bat, but once you are able to, collect some bounties. The gray ones are for your PvE situations, and your red ones are your PvP. So anything in Crucible are red, everything else is gray. And they will net you the most experience you can get in the game. The more bounties you do, the more experience you'll get. And the bounties you get can change from day to day. There's other ways of gaining experience. You can go over to the Postmaster. Sometimes some packages will actually gain you experience. I know the ones from public events definitely net you some experience. Also, if you bought the Dark Below DLC, you could head over to Eris Morin, just over here in this direction, and pick up her bounties. She'll also give you some experience. And that's the main key to leveling up fast, is getting as much experience as you possibly can. You can also play the main storyline. You don't have to. I actually got to level 20 with this character without doing the full story. And if you have a couple friends to help you, hey, you can do some story missions on a higher difficulty and gain some more experience. And really, that's all you really need to do. Gain as much experience as you possibly can. And bounties are your key to doing so. Now, you might be wondering, why do you add all this crap onto the video? Because, as you've seen, the whole explanation of how to get to level 20 fast is not much to talk about. So I felt like adding some more filler to this. So I hope you enjoyed it all, and I hope you learned something. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe, or you can follow me on Twitter at LunarLightENT. The next video will be covering everything beyond level 20. So, to finish off this video, I'll complete my little tour of the tower I've been conducting here, because really I don't have anything to attach to the end of this video that will really add some experience or add any goofy little things that's happened to me at this point of time in the game. Now, I've got something for my next video to add on to the end, but this one, you're basically getting a tour of the tower. So, until next time, enjoy the rest of this video. Goodbye.